Everyone wants to know which stock is going to blow up next, but a lot of people don't know how to actually scan for these stocks. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to scan for it so you have the power yourself to find high probability setups. Really quick, I'm at the precipice of getting to 1,000 subs, so if you can hit sub and like, that'd be greatly appreciated. You're helping me achieve my goal, so thank you for that. There's many tools available to scan the market, but the one I'm going to be using is FinViz. If you check the description down below, I've linked to the actual website, so just click that and you can follow along with me as I use the tool. And don't worry, you actually don't need to set up an account to actually use FinViz. You might get an ad or two, but it's free, so it works. So let's open up FinViz and I'll see you there. Cool, so welcome to FinViz and let's get you set up with the scanner. So once you open it up, navigate over to the screener. There's multiple settings here that you can tweak, but I'll show you my setup. So the first step here is tweaking the relative volume. Relative volume is our interest metric. So if we set it to 1.5, for example, that means relative to the previous time period, it's trading at 1.5 times the normal volume. So if a stock normally trades, let's say 100,000 shares a day, and the relative volume is 1.5, that means it's trading 50% higher or 150K shares a day. This is showing there's momentum, there's interest, something's happening with a stock, and people are trading it more. So I recommend setting it to about 1.5 or 2. Current volume itself is our liquidity. So this is how easy it is to get in and out of our trades because there's more buyers and sellers. I personally like to have over 200K volume and up. So I set the price to under $30 and I'd recommend trading stocks above $20 if possible, as lower priced stocks, especially penny stocks, which are under $5, are subject to manipulation and they're less predictable with their price fluctuations. Okay, so now let's jump over to the technical. Now, we want a stock that has a positive price direction. So by being above the 200 SMA, we're in good territory. A stock being above the 200-day SMA is showing positive or bullish directional strength, and it can be thought of as a support line for staying bullish. Now, a stock recently crossing over the 20-day SMA with all the other factors is where we get our price strength, and that's a nice sign of a potential run-up. So if you click the drop down, make sure you set your 200-day SMA to above, and for your 20-day SMA, you want a price crossover. Now, just because a stock falls into that criteria, it doesn't mean that our work is over. Ideally, you want to grab 5 to 7 stocks and then start checking them on Webull or Thinkorswim. You want to examine the MACD, the RSI, and seeing if there's a good entry point. In case you don't know what this means and you want to learn how to trade, I recommend checking out my video, which I'm actually going to link to right now on the top right on how to trade. Let's look at some examples with some stocks I found using this setup and whether or not they're a good buy opportunity or not. Here's a fun one I found called Inovalon, stock ticker INOV, and I got the alert around here when it was just crossing over the 200-day SMA. You can see that there was already a MACD crossover. RSI is a little bit high, but otherwise some pretty good factors. So that was 108, January 8th. So if I jump over to, let's say, the hourly chart, and let's look for, this is 108 right here. I found an interesting one here called PEB, P-E-B. It's trading close to $20, and you can see that the MACD is showing crossover soon, and the RSI is pretty decent. It's at 60, which is a little bit high. Obviously, we want closer to 50 and below, but not a bad setup. This is something that is, if you play it in tomorrow, the next morning, you can check the hourly chart or so and see a good point to buy in. Well, I decided to wait for next morning, and PEB actually ran up 4% today. It's a pretty interesting way to go about finding stocks, and I hope that you can use this to find better stocks and make those plays. It's not always guaranteed, of course, but it just has a higher probability setup. Well, I hope this video was useful for you and you're able to find some killer stocks. If you find any great ones, please let me know in the comments down below. As I mentioned before, I'm really trying to grow my channel, so if you can leave any comments on what videos you want to see next, that really helps me. This video itself was actually inspired by a comment, so it really does help. All right, guys, that's all for this video. Good luck out there, and as always, keep on making great trades.